Hi everyone, it's Keto Granny, and I'm just checking in. I want to talk to you about the ketogenic diet, starting the ketogenic diet, and just answer some questions or whatever you are having problems with, especially staying at home right now during the quarantine. You're probably in the house with a lot of foods that you probably normally don't eat, or even foods that you probably don't normally even keep in the house. Just depends on who's there at home with you. Now, if you have this problem, some suggestions I would make sure that you have foods on hand that you can eat. Have those foods readily available in the refrigerator or in the cabinet so that you can get to them just as easily as everyone can get to their foods. You don't want to have the foods out in the front or readily available that you don't eat, because when you open that open that refrigerator sometimes, your cravings are so high that you may eat the first thing that you see. Or, the cravings can be so strong for sweets and for breads and different things like that, especially if these things are around and you're not used to them being around. Now, I'm not perfect, and I have eaten some things that I shouldn't eat, as far as bread, just a little few, just some things that I shouldn't eat. And everyone is going to do this type of thing, especially during this time, especially during the time when you're quarantined. And everybody has a trigger food. Find out what your trigger food is, and once you find out what your trigger food is, make sure you don't have that food in the house. If it's cookies, if it's cake, if it's ice cream, whatever it is, make sure that you have something that replaces it, sugar-free or that's keto-friendly, so that you will be able to have more success to stick with the diet and to do and eat the correct way. Now, I have things in my refrigerator that I make for myself to replace some of the foods that I have, because I have, there's my grandchildren here now, and me and my husband. And so we have a lot of foods in the house that we don't normally eat. Cookies, certain fruits, chips and things like that, graham crackers, popsicles. They have all of those different type of things that I've had to add since my grandkids have come to stay with me. And I'll tell you that sometimes it's tempting, and that as I'm walking around, I may just absently mindedly grab a cookie. Or I won't say absently minded, I will grab a cookie, eat that cookie, and I may want one or two more, because when I go out to shop for them, see, I make the mistake of buying some of the foods that I like. And like, I love lemon cookies. So I bought lemon cookies, and I know that that is one of my trigger foods, and I should not have done that. So in order for me to be successful during this time, I made me some keto double chocolate chip cookies. And I have those readily available, so that when I want to eat a cookie, then I can take that extra time and go get my keto sugar-free cookies. As a matter of fact, my grandkids like those so much that I'm sure when I make this fresh batch, they're going to be eating them just as much, so things don't really get to last long. So what I'm going to do when I make this fresh batch of double chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to put them away. They have a cookie jar, and I'm going to make me a cookie container and put my cookies up, because they always seem to want what I'm eating. You know what I mean? If that ever happens to you, if you have children or someone else in the house, they're always more interested in what you're eating and how it's tasting, and they want to taste it, and then they like it, and then they want it. That's how it usually is. So a lot of times when I'm making foods, I will try to make an extra amount, because I know a lot of times some of the people are my family. They want to eat the foods that I'm eating. They want to stop eating what they're eating, and they want to eat what I eat. So now, on the ketogenic diet, when I first started the ketogenic diet, I weighed 330 pounds plus. And I know this because I had to weigh on 2 scales. And I was really embarrassed by this. I would go in my bedroom, and I had a bathroom in there, and I had 2 scales in the bathroom, and I would have to step on one scale that was maxed out at 330, I get on that scale and try to weigh, and it would always air out, ERR. So I had to get two scales, and so then I would weigh, and then I would add those numbers together just to give me an idea of how much I did weigh. The only time that I really got an accurate weight was when I went into my doctor's office, and then I was able to weigh and know what I really weighed. And it took me about a year. Well, I can actually count it up. It took me about 10 or 11 months to lose 100 pounds on the ketogenic diet. And then after that, I more or less just started doing maintenance, and then I managed to lose like an additional 20 during that time. So you see, the ketogenic diet, if you're doing it and you're doing correctly, you're going to be losing weight also during that time. They say that the ketogenic diet doesn't work for women over 40, and I tend to disagree because I am well over 40 years old, and the ketogenic diet has worked fantastically for me. There may be times that you have to make some adjustments to some of the things that you're doing on a diet, and these are things that you will have to adjust individually. It's not something that can go across the board and say generally you'll do this or that. But on this diet, on the ketogenic diet, you will be eating 70% worth of fat. You will be eating about 20% worth of protein and 10% worth of carbohydrates. And the 10% worth of carbohydrates, this is going to be including your vegetables. Most of your carbohydrates will come from vegetables on the ketogenic diet. Now, since I have been doing the ketogenic diet, I have so much energy. I wake up in the mornings, I'm feeling energetic. Now, as far as my sleep, sometimes I have problems with sleep since I have been doing the ketogenic diet. That's something that I'm working on to get more hours in of sleep. And I've heard others talk about having problems with sleep sometimes on the ketogenic diet. So, but in the mornings I wake up, I feel energetic, and sometimes I can't wait to get out of the bed just to get my day going and get it started. That's how I started feeling since I've been doing this diet. I have so much energy, and my confidence has improved greatly since I have been doing the ketogenic diet. For a while, my self-esteem had suffered. I would say suffered a little bit because I don't let a lot of things get me down. But my self-esteem had suffered a little bit and was something that I didn't show to people, or I didn't know if they could, look in my face and see that I felt a certain way about being obese. But I always tried and always did manage to keep a smile on my face and to participate. And being obese didn't really stop me from doing a lot of things because I wasn't the type of person who was going to do anything anyway that was going to hurt me or that I was going to be unable to do. So you see, since starting this ketogenic diet, I have been so energetic. My confidence level has grown. I have higher self-esteem. I feel good about myself. And hey, I even think I'm sexy and I look good sometimes. This diet makes you feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes me just feel good about myself because I had such a hard time choosing a diet or a lifestyle that I wanted to live per se as far as getting healthy. I had tried so many diets, the cabbage diet, even tried the egg diet, all of those diets. Even though I did lose weight, the military diet and different things like that, Atkins, I gained it back. And I believe this was because I didn't really think of everything as a lifestyle change. I just basically thought of it as a diet, something that you do for a little while, you lose your weight, and then you go back to your normal way of eating. And you gain back your weight. So this is something I hadn't thought about, but this is what usually happens when you look at your weight loss as a diet and not as a lifestyle change. It has to be a lifestyle change in order for you to be successful, and then that way you will maintain. You want to get healthy and you want to maintain your health. wake up, I have plenty of energy. I'm ready to go. I look in the mirror and I like how my clothes fit. I like how I look. And, you know, that gives me more time during the day. I'm able to focus more on myself. I'm able to focus more on the goals and the things that I want to accomplish. I'm able to focus more on my family to make sure that they're safe and, you know, their things are done correctly at home just to keep everybody safe. I have more clarity. I don't want to say I have more clarity. I think better. I'm more focused. And these are some of the things that these are some of the benefits that you can have and also see if you were doing the ketogenic diet, and then maybe even adding in intermittent fasting, which adds in a whole lot of benefits also. I've always been on the heavy set side. I've always been a big girl. But now I feel better about myself after losing that 120 pounds so far. I feel really good about myself. Now, when I started this diet, I already knew that I had to lose close to 200 pounds on the ketogenic diet. And so what I decided to do was just to break up my weight loss into increments. I felt lost if I could get it in my mind to think of my weight loss as doing it in increments, different little periods, then I would be able to accomplish my goal this time, and it did work. I set my first goal for 40 or 50 pounds, and I reached that goal. Then I went for the 100, and I reached the 100 goal. So now my next goal is I want to get into Wonderland, and that is so close to me. But it seems like every time I get close to it, I get sick or something always happens that slows down that last few pounds of weight loss. It slows down. So I'm still on that journey, and I am almost there. So when I get there, you're going to know, because I am going to have a party. I'm going to have a Wonderland party, and I'm going to invite people, and I'm going to have some Zoom drinks. So when I reach Wonderland, I'm going to have a Zoom cocktail party, and you just might be invited. I'm going to have a Zoom cocktail party, and you might be invited. I think that that's something I've got to learn how to do. I've got to learn how to use the Zoom application. This is something that I'm working on doing, because I have some people that I want to interview, but you can't do that right now just because of everything that's going on. So I have to learn different ways to do things. Now, I'm not so computer savvy that I know about all these new and different programs that they have, but I am learning. I've taken the time during quarantine to learn how to make my YouTube channel more visible. I'm learning how to do social media better, how to communicate on social media better. Even though we're older adults, let's just say we're older adults or seniors, we can still learn how to communicate using the computer and different things. Now, we can also get on social media and learn how to do these things. I've learned how to FaceTime. I know how to Duo now. So I'm really happy with some of the things that I've learned. And you can do the same thing. But I want to get back to what I was talking about, the ketogenic diet and doing this diet and how you will feel so much better. Also on the ketogenic diet right now, I have a lot of fluctuating hormones. So I know that my hormones are just crazy. I have a lot of sweating and different things that I'm going through. So hormones are playing a lot right now also. I used to feel ashamed and embarrassed, but now I am really proud of myself as far as the weight loss that I have had. I'm proud of myself as far as the progress that I have made, and you can do the same thing. You can make progress on this diet where you will feel better, you will have more energy, and you will just live a better life altogether. So now is the time that if you're obese, if you're overweight, if you're you're pre-diabetic, insulin resistant, high blood pressure, all of these different things. And these things affect a lot more of the minorities, they say, than it does other people, especially African Americans, Indians, Latinos. Now, especially during the quarantine time, we should be working on getting healthier than ever. They're saying that some of the foods that we're eating, obese people have some of the worst time with this virus. So I want to say that I'm 64 years old, and I enjoy a vibrant and good, healthy lifestyle, I feel. There are some things that I still need to improve on. I'm not my healthiest, but I am doing a whole lot better than I have done in many, many years. I was in and out of urgent care all the time I used to be. That has greatly improved. I understand a lot of things now that are going on with my body, and it had to do with obesity. It had to do with insulin resistance. It had to do with not taking care of myself, eating unhealthy. So think about these things. Think in terms of getting healthy. Think in terms of getting your insulin to work better in your body. Think in terms of just improving your health. Think in terms of living longer. There's a lot that you can do to improve your health. You can watch the foods that you can eat. You want to eat good, healthy, nutritious foods, and mainly green leafy vegetables and cruciferous vegetables. This is where you're going to get a lot of benefits on any diet. Eating a lot of green leafy vegetables and cruciferous vegetables. Also, when I say eat about 70% worth of fat, I don't mean just eat gobs and gobs of just eating fat. No, you want to eat healthy fats. You want to use things like avocado oil, coconut oil, macadamia oil. All of these things are really good. Avocados, butter, some cheeses, but you don't want to overdo it on a lot of the dairy products because some people have lactose intolerance. So you can do the ketogenic diet if you are lactose intolerant. You just stay away from the dairy and some of those things. But the ketogenic diet has many, many good benefits on this diet. And if it didn't, I wouldn't say so. It's not possible. A lot of people think that it's not possible for you to lose weight. And especially if you're over the age of 40, they just feel that that is the hardest thing to do. And because it is, because your metabolism slows down, your hormones are going crazy at this time, and your body is changing. So yes, it is. Like I said, I've always been the heavy girl, but so far I've lost 120 pounds, and I love to talk about the ketogenic diet, intermittent fasting, and exercise. Combining these three things has made a big change in my life, and it's something that you can do also. So I just want to say, start looking at the foods that you are eating. Start eating more vegetables. If you want to do something right now, just start eating more vegetables with some protein. When I say protein, have a serving of meat. Have about about a 4-ounce serving of meat with your meal, and then have 2 servings of vegetables on your plate. Don't have any grains, don't have any pasta, don't have any breads. Start there and avoid the sugars. Start there. If you start there, you're going to have fantastic results just by doing that. This is Keto Granny saying, I hope that I have given you some information that's going to help you this evening as far as understanding the ketogenic diet or some of the benefits or what you can expect from this diet, because we really should be working to get healthier now. This virus has taken so many lives, and if there's something that we can do to make ourselves healthier, where our immune systems are strong, and that means that we're stronger, our bodies are stronger. And if this helps, which they say that it does, then that's something that you should look at doing now. Don't keep putting off getting healthy. You need to be healthy. Don't keep putting it off. I did the same thing. I kept putting off losing weight. I kept putting off wanting to eat certain foods. And just one day I decided to do it, and I don't have any regrets at all. But you can also feel this same way. Make up in your mind today that you want to get healthy. Find a diet that you want to do. You don't just have to do the ketogenic diet. This is not what this is about. I want people to just get healthy. Find a diet that you can do. And then we can diet together. We can share tips or whatever. But this is Keto Granny saying, find you a diet. I use the ketogenic diet. It has worked great for me. I use intermittent fasting. It has worked great for me. And I use exercise. So find these things and incorporate these things into your life today and start getting healthy. Let's do it together. We can.